Every morning, Jenna noticed a stray cat that kept banging on her kitchen window. At first, she thought that she was simply hungry and looking for food, but soon she realized that the cat wanted her to follow him. Curious, Jenna decided to see what the cat in her backyard wanted to show her. What she discovered there not only stunned her, but revealed a hidden chapter in the history of her own house. As soon as Jenna realized that the cat wanted her to follow her, she put on her snow boots and winter coat and started walking after him. He couldn't believe he hadn't realized it sooner. What if the cat had something very urgent to show him and it was too late? As they walked deeper into the garden, their minds filled with possibilities. They walked and walked to a part of Jenna's garden that she had not been to before. They had to walk through thick bushes with sharp branches, ripping Jenna's jeans. She wondered where the cat was taking her. She seemed determined about where she was going, as if the cat had been there many times before. Then, in the distance, he finally saw it. "Is this what you wanted to show me?" he asked the cat, who was standing next to him, tail proudly in the air. Jenna stared at what was before her. She couldn't believe she had been in her garden all these years. But what did Jenna find in her garden? And what did the cat have to do with it? The first time Jenna saw the cat, she thought it was cold and wanted to get inside. She scratched the glass with her paws and meowed loudly. Jenna opened the back door, but the cat refused to come in. Jenna was in a hurry, so she quickly closed the door and got ready to go to work. When he returned to the living room, the cat was gone. The same thing happened the next day, but this time, Jenna placed a small can of tuna outside for the cat to eat. The cat hungrily ate every last bite of tuna, but even after licking the can clean, he stayed and scratched his glass again. Jenna didn't know what to do. She finally placed a box with a blanket outside of it, but that was not what the cat wanted. Jenna finally came out to pet the cat, but it quickly walked away. Jenna was so confused that she stood up abruptly and wanted to go back in, but when she turned her back on him, the cat started meowing again. Suddenly, Jenna realized that the cat probably wanted her to follow her. Jenna hesitated. What did the cat want to teach him? But why wouldn't I follow the cat? Today, he had no other plans, so he quickly grabbed his snow boots and his winter coat. When she came out again, ready to walk in the cold snow, she saw something change in the cat's behavior. He seemed almost excited as he began to walk away quickly, straight towards Jenna's garden. Jenna lived in a comfortable house with a large garden. The garden was one of the reasons she had bought the house a couple of years ago. He wanted to fix it up and grow his own fruits and vegetables. He had even planned to build a small gazebo in the backyard so he could play skating in the summer. But all those plans were put on the back burner when, out of the blue, Jenna's then-husband decided he wanted a divorce. Suddenly, the house and the garden seemed bigger to him, and all the tasks he had set for himself seemed too much. Over the years, Jenna had become comfortable with the state of her garden, even though it was overgrown and nearly unusable. As he followed the cat, he realized that he had not been in his garden for too long. He saw things he didn't even know were there, like a small pond and some statues. All the while, his mind was buzzing with possibilities about what the cat might want to show him. She couldn't believe he hadn't realized sooner what the cat really wanted from her, and she feared it was now too late. Suddenly, a sharp pain shot through Jenna's leg. She growled loudly, feeling the blood rush down her jeans. Looking down, he realized that a thorny branch had torn his jeans and also his skin. He felt the cold wind on his leg, but he didn't have time to stop. When she looked up, the cat was almost gone. "Wait!" Jenna screamed, hoping the cat heard her, but the cat kept moving. Jenna had to make a decision, follow the cat or go home and bandage her leg. Jenna sighed. She couldn't leave the cat. She had to move on. So she started running after the cat, trying to catch up with her determined steps. Cold air filled Jenna's lungs as she ran after the cat. She suddenly realized how big her garden was. They had been walking for almost 10 minutes and were in a part of the garden they had never been to. He wondered if she had been in this part of the garden when she bought the house, but he hadn't, not even then. When she reached for the cat again, she finally began to see where he was taking her. Jenna frowned at the sight before her as she walked alongside the cat, who looked at her proudly. Suddenly, the cat stopped walking and started meowing loudly. "Is this what you wanted to show me?" he asked the cat, knowing that he wouldn't answer him. Jenna stood in front of a small shed, clearly affected by the years. The wood was rotten and damp, and there was a thick layer of snow on the roof. Jenna wondered what could be inside, but quickly noticed a large padlock on the door. It would be impossible for her to get in without the proper tools, but of course that cat didn't know that. Jenna's eyes widened as she watched the cat deftly slide through a small hole in the shed's foundation. The shed, weathered and worn, stood like a silent guardian of unknown secrets. The cat's ease of entry and her familiarity with the shed intrigued Jenna. He approached, his curiosity aroused by the cat's mysterious behavior. Jenna knelt down, trying to peer into the darkness through the hole where the cat had disappeared. All he saw were vague shapes and shadows dancing in the darkness. The harder I squinted, the deeper the darkness seemed, as if the shed jealously guarded its secrets from prying eyes. The inability to see anything in the shed only fueled Jenna's curiosity even more. She stood there, pondering the possibilities of what could be inside her. It was clear that the long-neglected shed held more than just old tools and forgotten memories. Jenna's heart raced with a mix of excitement and apprehension at what was hiding inside her. Jenna looked back toward the shed, sensing a silent message from the cat. It was as if the feline knew there was something important inside, and he was determined to show it. Jenna felt an unspoken bond with the cat, a mutual understanding that something important was waiting to be discovered in the depths of the old shed. Determined to uncover the mystery, Jenna straightened up and returned to the house. She knew she needed tools to get into the shed. As he walked, his mind buzzed with thoughts of what the shed might contain, and his steps quickened with anticipation of the discoveries that awaited him. While Jenna was rummaging through an old drawer, she stumbled upon her ex-husband's collection of keys. Each key, tarnished and unique, seemed to whisper stories of their past life together. Memories flooded into his memory, moments of love, laughter, and the pain that ended up separating them. She took the keys and felt the weight of their shared history in her hands. Jenna rummaged through her belongings, each object a chapter in their shared history. Old ticket stubs, faded photographs, and handwritten notes, remnants of a life they once lived together. As he searched, his heart ached with nostalgia, each object a reminder of what once was and what could no longer be. Each trinket Jenna found evoked a complex tapestry of emotions. Joy intertwined with sadness, a dried rose from a distant anniversary, a note scribbled in her familiar handwriting. Each piece was a bittersweet reminder of lost love. Memories, tender and painful, floated in the air as she continued her search. Amid the sea of memories, Jenna's fingers brushed against old letters and faded photos. Each one seemed to contain a clue, a piece of the puzzle of her past. He couldn't help but stop to read lines of affection and promises, now echoes of a bygone era, as he delved deeper in search of the key. Then, in a corner of the drawer, Jenna found a key that caught her attention. It was old, with an ornate design, and it seemed to promise to unlock the shed's secrets. His heart raced at the thought, a flicker of hope lighting up inside him. This key, perhaps a vestige of a forgotten past, could be just what she needed. When handling her ex-husband's belongings, Jenna found herself caught up in a whirlwind of emotions. Each object was a testimony to their life together, an echo of the love they had and the loss that followed. Physical contact with those objects produced a visceral reaction, a tangible connection with the intangible feelings of his past. Every object Jenna touched seemed steeped in nostalgia, and each one brought with it a stab of pain along with the memories. The vestiges of their life together, a treasured gift, a photo from a past vacation, were now artifacts of a chapter that had closed, leaving a bittersweet taste in her heart. In the quiet solitude of her search, Jenna confronted the ghosts of her past relationship. The silence of the house echoed her thoughts, allowing her to reflect on the love lost and the lessons learned from it. It was a journey through the corridors of her heart, reviewing the joys and sorrows that had formed her. As Jenna dug deeper, she discovered more than just physical objects, layers of buried emotions. Each discovery was a reminder of what she had been, a narrative of her shared story etched in her heart. These relics, once symbols of their love, now served as milestones on their path to healing. As Jenna prepared to leave the house, a sense of closure enveloped her. She had come in search of a key, but in the process, she had unraveled more than just the mystery of the shed. She was leaving behind a drawer of memories and the lingering pain of her past. Back at the house, Jenna calmed her breathing, finding strength in her determination. The mystery of the shed, like a siren song, invited her to discover its secrets. She gripped the key tightly and felt a surge of determination. It was more than just a physical journey. It was a step toward facing her past and accepting what awaited her. Jenna gathered the necessary tools, a flashlight to see, gloves to protect herself, and a crowbar to get inside. Each object represented her willingness to face whatever the shed held. Her hands gripped the tools with a new purpose. As she approached the shed, Jenna's heart pounded with a mixture of excitement and fear. Her steps were deliberate, each one bringing her closer to the unknown. The overgrown path leading to the shed seemed to symbolize the journey she was undertaking, a journey that required her to pick her way through the forgotten parts of her life to find answers. Standing before the shed, a fleeting wave of doubt washed over Jenna. The imposing, worn structure stood like a guardian of forgotten stories. She paused, her mind churning with the possibilities of what lay inside. Could she endure the truths that would be uncovered? With tools in hand, Jenna approached the shed. Her determination strengthened with every step. The time had come, the threshold of discovery. The lock, now a mere obstacle, was all that stood between her and the secrets of the past. She raised the crowbar, ready to break through the barrier and reveal the long-hidden mysteries. The padlock, covered in ice, refused to budge at first. Jenna's breath formed clouds in the frozen air as she fought against the cold metal. The icy barrier, a testament to the shed's long abandonment, became her first real challenge. After a tense struggle, the lock gave way with a loud click. The sound echoed through the silent garden, marking a victory not only over the physical barrier, but also over her inner doubts. Her breath, visible in the cold air, was a sign of both exhaustion and euphoria. The shed door creaked open slowly, revealing its secrets. As Jenna stepped inside, the air was thick with the scent of mold and forgotten years. Her heart raced as she crossed the threshold, each step an adventure into the unknown. The darkness inside was a canvas for her imagination, painting pictures of the secrets that might be waiting to be discovered. Jenna's flashlight illuminated an old art studio, a time capsule undisturbed. Easels stood as silent guardians, holding canvases that captured moments frozen in paint. The studio was filled with paints, brushes, and unfinished pieces, each a whisper of the past. Among the canvases, Jenna found a painting that took her breath away. A garden strikingly similar to her own, painted with such detail that it seemed alive. In a cozy corner of the studio, her flashlight revealed a small kitten curled up next to the cat, symbolizing a new beginning. Overcome with compassion, Jenna knew she couldn't leave the cat and her kitten behind. She carefully picked them up and carried them home, feeling the weight of her past lift as she embraced her new role as their guardian. In the days that followed, Jenna rejuvenated the garden and studio. Surrounded by her new feline family, she breathed new life into the previously neglected space. The garden bloomed again, a symbol of Jenna's growth and healing, and the studio buzzed with creativity. In this refuge, Jenna found peace and purpose, her life enriched by the artist's legacy and the company of her feline friends.